Say something. What you say?
There's not a single person in the world who is untouched by the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi ji, the father of our nation, the chief advocate of Ahimsa and Satyagraha. A very good morning to one and all. Respected principal ma'am, vice principal sir, teachers, and my dear friends. I welcome you all on this Gandhi Jayanti celebration. We have gathered here to celebrate the birth anniversary of great leaders Mahatma Gandhi ji and Lal Bahadur Shastri ji. Mahatma Gandhi ji was born on 2nd October 1869 at Porbandar, Gujarat. His thoughts and philosophy influenced many people. He always followed the principles of non-violence, truth, and honesty. He coined the term Satyagraha, which means truth and non-violence. Lal Bahadur Shastri Ji was a great political leader and a famous freedom fighter. He is a famous person and known as the second Prime Minister after India got independence. On this day, prayer services, commemorative ceremonies are held at various places to remember Gandhi Ji and his immense contribution during freedom struggle against the British colonial rule. Globally, 2nd October is also celebrated as the International Day of Non-Violence. When darkness comes, let us not condemn the dark, but light a lamp to illuminate. Let us begin this auspicious day with the lamp lighting ceremony. I invite the students of class 1st and 2nd standard for the lamp lighting. Diversity is our identity and diversity is our identity and we should always be proud of it. India is a country of diverse religions, but we are all one. Today, our students from different regions light the lamp and faith is spreading the message of love and Thank you, friends. Thank you very much. In recognizing the humanity of our fellow beings, we pay the highest tribute. I request our principal ma'am, vice principal sir, and all the teachers for the floral tribute to our great leaders, Shri Mahatma Gandhi ji and Lal Bahadur Shastri. I request all the teachers for the floral tribute. To every great movement of God can be traced as a kneeling figure. Prayer should always be our first response to every situation. I invite Gargi for the prayer.
Krishna
Thank you, friends. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. I invite Joseph Sebastian Sir to kindly speak on this occasion.
A very good morning to each one of you, respected principal now, vice principal sir, and my dear colleagues and beloved children. At another October 2nd, the Gandhi Jayanti has arrived. As usual, we celebrate our holiday and few bhajans are sung, and that's all. It has become a ritual now. Unfortunately, Gandhiji has lived his life and went away. But do we really give importance of his teaching? Do we really lead the life which he dreamt and which he visualized? It's a high time to ask. There was a lot of controversy now about the Gandhiji's role in our life. in our country. According to me, Gandhiji was not an ordinary human being. To understand Gandhiji, we need to grow to a higher level. India should be very proud to produce such a saintly soul and give to the world. All his teachings and principles are still relevant very much. You talk about Satyagraha, non-violence, all these things which he practiced, not because he was weak, he was very strong. And he strongly believed that this is the only way for the world to heal so-called Panacea universe. Gandhi's principles are unfortunately not respected as much as they should be. He never spoke and he did something else in his life. As we see today and the past, the leaders, they speak something and they do something else. It was perfectly matching with his actions and speech. And as a person, I take Gandhiji as a great saintly soul. In his own life, as your students, I would like to mention a few things about one or two small stories about his life that will, I hope, it may inspire you. He was a very shy guy. He was not very smart looking. And children used to visit him. Once a child went to him. You know, Gandhiji was always with only dhoti, not even a shirt he used to wear. The child asked him, "Why don't you wear a shirt or a kurta?" He said, "I don't have money for that. I will ask my mother to stitch for you one." Then he asked, how many kurtas can you stitch? He said, 2 or 3, how much you want I can give. Then Gandhiji said, "Fine boy, but the problem, I have around 40 crore brothers and sisters in my country. I cannot wear a kurta where others don't have. Is it possible for your mother to stitch so many of them?" That is what Gandhiji. Winston Churchill used to make fun of him and say, "Naked fakir." And coming to the school days again, once there was an inspection in his class, so Mr. Gill, who came to inspect, so he gave a dictation in the class. 5 words were given to him, to the whole class. And he wrote all the 4 except one he did not know how to do it. The teacher was standing behind the inspector and then showed him, "Copy from your neighbor, your friend." Gandhiji did not do that. The inspector left the class and the teacher gave him very badly. "You cannot even do that, what I told." Gandhiji was not sad. He said, "I was happy. But only thing I was sad was the teacher asked me to cheat." That made him unhappy. If I stand speaking about Gandhiji, I can speak hours together. But I am not going to speak much. One thing I tell you, if India pursued the principles and values Gandhiji has shown, I am sure India can become a great torch bearer. Gandhiji was a visionary. Look at today's Swachh Bharat, Sarvapjanam, all those movements he visualized. And he said, if you want to see India, go to the villages. Unless and until you uplift the village life of India, India will never improve. That's what we see today. Only few cities have been focused. Lot of developments are taking place. The village life remains same. So my humble request to my students, at least you read the famous book, that is My Experiment with the Truth. That was his autobiography. There you find a real human being who is the one who knows only to love. He was a very strong Hindu, but he was ready to sacrifice everything for the nation's unity. This may be a very important point to remember today because Gandhiji is, I'm sorry, I have not forgotten about Shastriji. He is the person who imbibed a lot of Gandhiji's principles and teaching. My great respect and my, all my Shraddhanjali to this great two souls, and thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your motivational words. Every year, Gandhi Jayanti is feasted at Rajghat Delhi. His favorite song, Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, is sung for him. I invite her team for the group song. Thank you, friends. Non-violence is not a garment to be put on and off at will. It's a seed in the heart and it must be an inseparable part of you. I request our principal ma'am to address on this occasion.
Greetings of the day to all my dear colleagues, students, and all the audience who have joined us through the link. Today we celebrate 152nd birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, the greatest inspirational freedom fighter. Uh, Gandhiji was known for his non-violent and truth. And one thing I just want to say here, of course, Sir Sebastian Sir has highlighted many things about his life. He was such a kind of person who did not show off what he wanted. So he said, be the change you wish to see in the world. So it comes from within. It's we who have to first bring the change in ourselves so that we can bring change in the world. The reformations cannot happen overnight. So reformation starts from within. We all know that Gandhiji, after completing his studies, he went to London to pursue law. He returned to India and then he went to South Africa. There he wanted to help his clients. He was satisfied, then he felt that India needed him more. So he came back to India and he started the revolutions. The very famous revolutions we know about, they are Champaran movement. We all know about that was the beginning actually. Started with Champaran movement. Then Salt Satyagraha, that is famous as Dandi March. And then in 1942, Quit India movement. So these are some of the remarkable revolutions that he initiated and large number of people followed him. Tagore called him Mahatma and Netaji gave the title Father of the Nation. So these things tell us that how great he was. His life teaches us of simple living and high thinking. Following the footsteps of Gandhiji, not only Gandhiji, of course, Swami Vivekanand and Annie Besant, came out Shastriji. Today is also the birth anniversary of Lal Bahadur Shastri, the second Prime Minister of India. He is known for the peace treaty. Everybody must be knowing about the peace treaty. After Indo-Pak War in 1965, he was there, and after Jawaharlal Nehru's death, he became the Prime Minister. He was in class 10 when he addressed the first gathering. He was in Benares and he was invited in a freedom talk, and he was invited to address the gathering, and he ignited fire among all to follow non-cooperation movement. That was the life struggle that started of Shastriji, following the footsteps of Gandhiji. He was a follower of Gandhiji. And fortunately, you see that Gandhiji's birth anniversary and Shastriji's birth anniversary falls on the same day. So how truly he followed him. Shastriji was a very simple man. He was from Mughal Sarai, a small place in Uttar Pradesh. He used to swim across the river Ganga to go to his college because there was no vehicle. So he used to come on cycle, put the cycle in the boat, or sometimes when boat was not available, he would keep the cycle out there, swim across, and then come to his college. That was his life. So both these people, they are great people and they teach us the principle of simple living and high thinking. So from the bottom of my heart, I really respect these leaders who inspired us that if we want to do something, it's first us, we who has to take the step. So let's all pledge that we follow the teachings and preachings of these people, great people, whose life itself is a teaching for us. Gandhiji's life is great teaching for all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your inspirational words. Now let's move for the Shramdan.
Last but not the least, it's my privilege to propose vote of thanks. On behalf of the entire fraternity of the Aditya Birla Public School, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our beloved Principal Ma'am, Vice Principal Sir, Mr. Devendra Babur, Mrs. Manisha Jain, Mujibur Rahman, and all my staff for their enormous cooperation. Once again, a big thanks to all the staff who have directly or indirectly involved in this program. Thank you once again. Now let's all move for the Shramdan. Thank you.